Grand Rapids Griffins lose the first two games against the Wolves at Van Andel Arena and face elimination traveling to Chicago. Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
Welcome back to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast. We are a podcast brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network, and we are sponsored by DraftKings. I'm one of your hosts, Connor.
And I'm the other host, Kyle. We're a show by fans, for fans. We are not officially partnered with the Grand Rapids Griffins or Detroit Red Wings. We bring you the show as season ticket members looking to spread the knowledge and the information going on with the Griffins as they're in the playoffs, and they have dropped the first two games of the series versus the Chicago Wolves. So we're going to talk about that today. And first things first, we have some news we want to go over. The PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, has announced a league expansion to 12 teams on the 8 that they have. So it looks like Detroit will be one of those teams. So congratulations to Detroit and signing Manon Raiomi, the first woman to ever play in the NHL, to the general manager contract. So pretty exciting stuff there for PWHL and Detroit hockey, as Detroit hockey's had a long history and some good times. It's a good thing to start another franchise.
Yeah, being one of the most hockey cities around, Detroit absolutely has passion and a huge fan base. That's obviously what drew the PWHL to Detroit. They had that Detroit game there, and it was an absolute maniac fest.
Yeah, the PWHL takeover tour.
Yeah, the Detroit game was a huge success, and I think that's led to it also.
Yep.
But the other cities are Las Vegas, Hamilton, and San Jose. So those will be the 4 new expansion teams.
Yeah, exciting stuff. So for all the PWHL fans out there, get some women's hockey going. So on other news, we have Grand Rapids has finally kicked off their celebrations for the amphitheater. I think everyone down there this weekend's for the game that felt the impact of that, as the parking prices were up and streets were full of people. So a good thing for the city. It's going to be a nut house down there when it comes to big events and the scheduling for all of those.
Yeah, and they still got that soccer stadium going up. So once that's operational, there's going to have that time where it's going to be Whitecaps game down there on West River Drive. You're going to have a Griffins game, playoff game going on. You're going to have a soccer game going on. And you're also going to have a concert going on at the Bob end of the amphitheater. It's going to get pretty hectic parking down there. I think the next project should be a big parking ramp, probably.
Yeah, somewhere on that side for sure, closer to the Studio Park side, because Studio Park is going to be filling up, and yeah, the other ramps follow too. And you know, getting out of the game afterwards is already an issue. So we're looking forward to things clearing up a little bit, and hopefully the scheduling for that is thought of as they continue these big projects in Grand Rapids. So, and other big news, Carter Bear, WHL champion. So congratulations to the Everett Silvertips on their championship in the WHL, and obviously first round pick Carter Bear. Where does he go now?
I was almost hoping to see a Griffins notification saying that they signed Carter Bear, but it's looking like we have a pretty full roster. The odds of that happening might not be so much, but it could happen. It'd be really cool to see it happen. The Griffins could use the help being with their back against the wall against those Chicago Wolves, being down two games in a 3-game series, 3 games in a row, 2 of them being in Chicago. So it's really uphill battle the Griffins are going to have to face here, and they could use any help they could get. And Carter Bear, obviously being a champion, would come on, bring some energy. But is the team too full? And Is that a possibility? We will
Or
see.
does Eiserman just want to take a look at them at the AHL level, being that this might be the only game left, and or do they wait and see if maybe the Griffins advance another round, then maybe they give them a chance in a game that's not such high stakes. So we'll see. Interesting topics there, though, as Carter Bear becomes a champion, and the first round talent going to be coming into training camp with the effort to make the roster next year for sure. The Red Wings roster.
So in the AHL playoffs, we have 8 teams remaining, and the series have all kicked off. We have the Colorado Eagles taking on the Coachella Valley Firebirds. The series is tied 1-1. Both teams in that first series had a shutout, so both goalies looking really solid there. Solid matchup. You go over down to the Griffins and the Wolves. The Grand Rapids Griffins have their back against the wall, being down 2 to the Chicago Wolves. In the Eastern Conference, we have the Springfield Thunderbirds playing the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. That's a tied series. And then we have Cleveland Monsters versus the Toronto Marlies, which is also a tied series. So a lot of excitement going around. The only series that's not tied is Grand Rapids. So, number 1 seed already eliminated on the Eastern side, and now Grand Rapids number 1 seed on the Western's looking to be eliminated. So we'll see what happens here. But great series. If you don't already have it, get Flow TV. It's definitely worth it to watch this high action, especially if your NHL team's been eliminated and your AHL team is still in the mix. So
and it's great fun. It's really good hockey to watch. Coachella is really, they got some good things going on over there, and Colorado is putting up a fight against them. It's really exciting hockey in all aspects and all parts of this bracket. So, AHL is really good this year. So try to follow along if you can. If you, like Connor said, you got your NHL team has been eliminated, or maybe they're still in there and you just want more hockey to watch, the AHL is such a good league to pay attention to at this time. So we can kind of move on from the news side of this and get into these game reviews. We'll go to the Thursday game first. We have May 14th. Griffins fans line up to get to Van Andel Arena. And this one being on a Thursday, thought the fans did well. They were all in the building. Griffins didn't give the fans a whole lot to cheer about in this one, unfortunately, as it was a 2-1 loss. So Chicago kind of comes into Van Andel and really gives the Griffins a struggle. Offense can't really find ways to score. We roll out Postava again, and Chicago rolls out Caden Primo. Postava gets 30 saves on 32 shots, and Caden Primo gets 23 saves on 24 Griffins shots. So Chicago, a little more dialed in offensively here in this first game.
that's going on a Thursday. It was a kind of get from work and rush from work kind of thing. So I know it was for me and Kyle riding down there, getting there almost as the puck dropped, and then going to work the next day. So so sweet turnout. The first period, probably the most intense hockey I've seen all year. Huge scrum going on. Wolves players going after Postava, and a bunch of players getting in a huge fight to start the game over in the corner. Penalty boxes packed. Fun time.
Yeah, spicy action early in this game. It was hot. Rivalry is real. Chicago and Grand Rapids do not like each other, and it showed immediately. And no scoring in the first period. Both goalies looked great. Really just kind of carried on. Really felt each other out in this one. Some physical activity. MBM just out there crushing people, man after man, getting thrown to the board. So really good performance by MBN in that first period to continue this playoff hostility.
So first period goes by, and the second period comes out. Griffins open the scoring first. Edwards Trailmax gets the goal for the Griffins to break the tie, assisted by ASP and William Legason.
Yeah, both getting their first assists in this playoff year. So Trailmax getting a second goal. Another good goal here by Trailmax. another good snipe to open up the scoring for the Griffins and put them on the board first. He's done that a lot this year.
The Wolves kind of started to take over, I'd feel, in shots. Postava really looking amazing. I felt like the defense of the Wolves were just shutting down the Griffins' offense, but at the same time, they were still getting opportunities on Postava. Postava standing strong, looking really good in this game, but you can't expect him to do everything, and that's Justin Robidas comes in and gets a goal to tie the game.
Yeah, Justin Robidas will tie this one up on the power play, assisted by Felix Ungersorum and Uso Valimaki. So that power play for Chicago, capitalizing on this one. And, Postava kind of screwed on this one. Just not really a good chance to make this save as Justin Robidas and Felix Ungersorum are ripping it up.
So third period comes out, and kind of just like the second period, I felt like the Wolves kind of started to take over, getting more shots than the Griffins, exceeding their shot numbers, and pretty much shutting down everything the Griffins were trying. And eventually, when kind of seemed like they snuck it right past us, Dominic Shine goes down on a hit, goes off the bench, a missed call by the refs. The refs you suck chant start going, and then they score on us. Josiah Slavin, their captain, kind of quick sneaks one right in there. Nice blaster past Postava, and Griffins are down 2-1.
Yeah, and the Griffins unable to come back in this one. There wasn't a whole lot of fire at the end of this. Goalie was pulled. ASP had to make a remarkable last-second pull-away save. There's just kind of fell away in this one as Chicago's defense shut down every offensive opportunity in this third period. It seemed like every pass, every shot. I think I said it was worse than the Moose series. As this one started out, Chicago really silenced the offense in this third period, which kind of continued to be the story into the second game. But
yeah, Griffins come up short. 2-1 loss.
Yeah, Griffins come up short in this one. 2-1. Power play. Wolves made it 1 for 5. They capitalized big to tie the game in the second period on their power play, and Griffins just unable to muster up really anything on their power play, and just not a whole lot of chances. I know MBN looked pretty good, had a couple of them out there, wild shots, but seems like some of these shots from the point are just missing the net straight up.
Yes.
But we can get into our DraftKings ad, and we'll dive into Game 2 at Van Andel Arena.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. When the ice gets coldest, the best players in the world show you exactly who they are. Playoff warriors turn it up round by round, and DraftKings turns it up with them from the first round all the way to the Stanley Cup final. Bet player props, bet live, from the opening faceoff to the final horn. Every moment matters. New DraftKings customers, bet just $5 and you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
So moving into Game 2 at the Van Andel Arena, Saturday, May 16th at 7 p.m. on $2 beer, $2 dogs for all playoff games. We have, in addition, some roster change. We have Michael Postava starting his 6th consecutive game for the Grand Rapids Griffins in this playoffs, the only starter so far. we have Becker and Dylan James joining the lineup.
Yeah, I believe Doucette comes out. Austin Watson sitting. So a couple changes to the roster. Just getting some different legs in there, trying to change things up. Really good start to the period in this game. So Postava, like Connor's saying, is 6th consecutive start. Kosa on the bench again for this one. Kind of a shocker in my opinion here. So Caden Primo will start this one in game 2 for the Wolves again, having he's had the reins for the Chicago Wolves so far. Posava with 25 of 29 saves, and Caden Primo with 36 of 39 saves. So Griffins offense able to unleash a little bit more in this game with almost 40 shots. So starting off for the goals, we have Sheldon Dreiss opening the scoring early in the first period. Fans still arriving to their seats from grabbing their $2 beers and $2 dogs. And Sheldon Dreiss capitalizes and assisted by Michael Brantzig-Nygaard and ASP, both getting their second assists on the season. This one comes on the power play.
Yeah, it's nice to sit right down and have the team score and look like a great start to a great night. Sheldon Dreiss kind of getting that couple shots going off the goalie. Sheldon Dreiss gets the rebound to the left and sneaks it by the goalie, and Griffins are up 1-0.
Yeah, as the crowd goes live, we've got action happening, some physical contact. MBN's throwing himself around there. And before you know it, he finds himself on the board as well as a puck shot in from the corner. I believe MBN gets the puck and he shoots it from the corner, gets it in on Caden Primo, and kind of a scramble. John Leonard's also in the picture on the other side of the net.
I actually thought John Leonard scored the goal while I was at the game.
For sure.
But after looking at the stats, I've seen Michael Brantzig-Nygaard actually got the goal.
Yeah, and I honestly thought it was Sheldon Dreiss who had the puck in the corner at first too, but Michael Brantzig-Nygaard ends up with this goal, and that's the third one for him in the playoffs already. So,
and aside from the goals, he's been looking really good, physical out there. He's flattening guys. I mean, he's looking like he's going to be a real force in the NHL. He's really starting to polish down here in GR, and it's going to be fun to see him facing elimination, see what he can do then. But yeah, so moving on to the third goal of the game, we got Chicago coming in.
This one on the power play. 2-1 now. It'll be Felix Unger-Sorum getting his first goal. And that one will be assisted by Valimaki and Bradley Nadeau. And honestly, they just set this power play right up and dialed it right in on Postava. He didn't really have a chance on this one. He had traffic in front, and they just passed it around the outside and got quick little pass. I mean, between Valimaki, just a little touch pass over to Phoenix Unger-Sorum to put Postava out of position and burns him with the shot.
Yep. So that happens, and faced with the diversity, the Griffins come out with more energy. Eddie Trailmax comes out and gets his third of the playoffs, assisted by Michael Brantzig-Nygaard and ASP, both of them getting their third assist of the playoffs.
Yeah, so the young combo shining for Grand Rapids here as they are putting it up, and Trailmax again showing that he continues to put pucks in the net with his third goal of the playoffs so far. So 3-1, the best period for Grand Rapids in this playoffs by far. So in this first period, Grand Rapids just attacking, creating rebounds, all sorts of rebounds and chances on Caden Primo, just getting them scrambling. The Caden Primo "you suck" chants were coming hard from the fans, and just, yeah, this one seemed like Grand Rapids was in a really good boat to start the game.
So second period comes out, and you really start to notice that, wow, Grand Rapids is taking their foot off the gas. Well, Grand Rapids is not taking shots like they were. They're kind of doing the dump and chase and kill the time, which has always gone very badly for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, and Ivan Ryakbin on this one, he'll get his second goal of the playoffs. they just kind of get down on Grand Rapids. What happens in this one is face-off is lost in the defensive end for the Griffins. Puck kind of goes off a skate, ends up at the point for Chicago. Pavlichev gets a shot in, just bounces right over to Ryakman, who's got a wide open net. Postava probably a little aggressive out to make the save from the point and unable to collect that rebound, and that puck goes over from Cal Foot to Ivan Ryakman. He just taps it in there and basically a wide open net. Postava could not get over that fast.
He tried, but he couldn't. So I feel like that stepping off the gas and playing less of a game kind of got the crowd a lot less engaged for the second. And going into the third,
yeah, leaning on Postava.
I feel like we doubled down on the let's put the brake on and just kill time.
They literally just like stopped aggressively playing. It became a game of dump and chase, and Chicago, they were really in every passing lane to block every pass, and it seemed like Griffins could no longer hit the net or no longer challenging Caden Primo.
And like a lot of the other goals in this series have gone, they kind of just have been really tricky and sneaky. Right when you don't think they're threatening to score, they quick steal the puck, and in 2 seconds, the puck's in the back of the net, and happens again in the third period. So Foot gets his second of the playoff series, assisted by Josiah Slavin and Premu, the goalie.
Yeah, so Slavin gets this one, takes it from the goalie to the neutral zone. They just get defense caught flat-footed. The Griffins' defense caught flat-footed, and Cal Foot gets the puck and just skates right around the guys, takes a shot from high circle, and beats Postava. Like, something confused him about it. I mean, just kind of on all these goals that Postava has let in, this one's definitely the worst.
Yeah, there wasn't much traffic in front of him. He had a clear vision. I feel like he's been a little far out on the left side of the net a lot this game. I feel like every goal, if you look back, he's pretty much out to the left slightly more than he should be.
Yeah, and he's just beat a little bit on the blocker side where it cuts in and beats him far side post. Comes in, yeah, great shot by Cal Foot. And unfortunately, yeah, I think Postava would want this one back.
So, yeah, tie game late in the third, about 6 minutes left, and Grand Rapids Griffins and Wolves go at it, and no one's able to come on top, and we head to overtime.
As we go into overtime here, you got the 15-minute intermission. The nerves are high. I mean, Grand Rapids, they do not want to be in this position with Chicago. Chicago, they will gladly be here with a chance to go 2-0 in this series. Let's go to overtime. Let's be here all night if we have to. Van Andel did not want to be here all night. We wanted to win this game in regulation and take it to Chicago even series, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. Felix Ungersorum, I mean, let's take a step back further. Terrible pass, and the defensive end of the Griffins gets lost underneath the feet of William Laugesen. William Laugesen does about 3 spins trying to find the puck, and by then it's already too late. Charles Alexis will go, gets the puck from him, gets it to the point, gets a shot in, and who other than Felix Ungersorum right in front of the net to get his second goal of the playoffs and put the Griffins down 2 and near elimination.
Yeah, just a wild shot from the point, tipped in right by Felix Ungersorum. It's just crazy. Crazy how they did that. It was a beautiful play by the Wolves there to send us Grand Rapids fans home. Disappointed, facing elimination with our backs against the wall. Headed to Chicago for 2 games. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb.
And power play for the Wolves. They strike once in this one, and the Griffins strike twice in the first period. Things were good in the first period. Things were great. We looked like the team that was going to come out and take this series away in Chicago. And, I mean, credit to Spiros Anastas to calculate, dial it up, and come back to turn this game around for Chicago because, yeah, push it to overtime and force a 4-3 loss. not what you want to see on the Grand Rapids end. So power play falls short, offense dies ever since the end of the second period. I mean, things were very dismal for Grand Rapids offense, not creating a lot of chances, and Chicago leaves this building 2-0 in the series, and we got to go to Allstate Arena for Game 3 on Tuesday. And a little bit nerve-wracking, if you ask me.
Yeah, Tuesday and a Thursday matchup. The only good thing about that is it's not a weekend, so the home field advantages might be a little less. But I'm sure the Wolves fans will storm that place. You're not going to get a lot of Grand Rapids support because it's, like I said, in the middle of the week. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to take work off and get out there. I honestly kind of plan on going if there was a weekend game, try to support the Griffins. But with my work schedule, I couldn't make it to a
Tuesday
or Thursday. So it's like the Griffins are going to be there alone without much support against rowdy Chicago.
But this Griffins team, if there's a team that can do this, it's this Griffins team. They've looked good all year, but they have shown flashes of just not being able to take the best prize all year.
So at this point, Michael Pastava letting in 4 goals. What's your opinion, Kyle? Do you roll with Kosa or do you stick with Pastava?
At this point, I almost feel like the Griffins put themselves in a situation by not starting Kosa in this game. I feel as if you almost have to roll with Postava, the guy who's been active, the guy who's been in games, the guy who's ready to go, just because of the fact that he has been the hot hand. And it's not like he played a bad game, but he did give up some bad goals in that game against Chicago. The last 2 goals of that game were hard to stomach. If they go with Kosa, I'm going to be happy with that, to give the guy a chance a chance to save the series, right? A chance to kind of come back and redeem himself. But if Kosa starts the next game and he loses and it looks bad, it's just not going to be good. Not going to be good for the progression of his career.
That's a lot of pressure to throw on Sebastian Kosa to come in facing elimination. Like Kyle said, I think last game would have been the ideal situation to start Kosa for the first time. But you don't know what's going on with Kosa. You don't know. You're not in the room. No one really knows. He could have like a minimal injury or an aggravating injury where he's good to go. He's dressed every game, but he might just not be fully there. And, Pastava's the better answer right now. But I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to go with Kosa, but I think Pastava probably would just be the best answer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a hard one, and I do agree with you. Like I would love to see Kosa out there, but the amount of pressure at this point that's put on him is just unreal.
Yeah, and he's had times where he has in the past struggled with pressure.
But maybe that's just what he needs. Maybe this is exactly what Sebastian Kosa needs to get his pressure thing taken care of.
Yeah, you never know what's going on. Like no one knows. I mean, if it's a confidence thing, definitely do not throw Kosa in right here. If it's like another thing, like, oh, I was injured slightly, I think I'm ready to go. Kosa's been our guy all year. I think if it's not confidence driven, I think you start Kosa. But if there's any worries of confidence for Kosa, I would not start him. And I'd go with the man who you've had, Pastava, give him his chance. And then I think after that, it's start time. If we can win, I think it's time to get Kosa involved.
Yeah. I think a couple other things I noticed from this Chicago Wolves series. I mean, you just got that young Chicago Wolves team. You got Justin Robidaw and Bradley Nadeau, who are literally hip to hip. I mean, these kids are skating around on the ice together. They get on the ice together. They get off the ice together. They're literally they come as a combo. I mean, you get one, you get the other. It's just all game with these guys, and they play a lot of minutes. And now that they've added Felix Unger-Sorum to this group, it's a challenge. I mean, this Felix Unger-Sorum kid is a challenge to deal with. He's fast. He's getting wide open shots consecutively, game after game, and He's just like on the power play. This kid's just floating around waiting for the puck. I mean, they could strike at moment's notice. So we gotta get this kid under control.
Yeah, and I've noticed. I feel like every minute that it seems like things are going our way, and they just catch us slipping in like in a moment, and they score, and it puts us in a really bad situation.
That's what good teams do. They capitalize on other teams' mistakes, and we need to start doing more of the same.
Yes.
So, yeah, if the Griffins want to win this one, they're going to have to straighten some things up. They're going to have to find some offense, be able to beat Caden Primo. Getting those rebounds, I mean, most of those goals in the first period came off huge, juicy rebounds. So find ways to get shots on Caden Primo and create that havoc and get players right in front of the net to collect those rebounds. Seem to be a great way to get them in. So, yeah, that should wrap us up for our game review of game number 2. We can get into our penalty box.
Welcome to the penalty box. This is the final segment of every episode. We like to end the episode on a fun note and throw
somebody
into the penalty box for a 2-minute minor, 4-minute double minor, 5-minute major, or a game misconduct. Kyle, who are you throwing into the penalty box?
So who I'm throwing into the box, it's going to be the VIP lounge and the season ticket member concession areas for the 20-game members as well. Let's just figure out a way to make this more accessible for the regular, like the full season ticket members need that VIP lounge is getting a little crowded in there. It's nice to see that they have installed some bar tops. It looks like the whole edge is going to be a bar top now. That's really good to see. However, it's just a small space for a lot of people. And same thing with the ends of the concourse where they have one of them open for 20-game season ticket members. We should just make both of those open up as season ticket member areas and just kind of make it so that the VIP lounge isn't so crowded.
Yeah, or open up a secondary VIP lounge.
Something downstairs maybe. Yeah. I don't know where they do it.
Or there's that spot near the backside of the stadium by the Skywalk entrance. There's that little bar area that's like a big open area. That would be honestly ideal. I mean, that's twice the space.
Yeah, I mean, if they pop up both of at the end of both concourse, I know the one's just kind of empty right now. It doesn't seem like anything's really going on at the end, but the one's open for season ticket members and an easy spot to grab a beer when you need it, some dogs, and it'd be nice if it wasn't so crowded too. So if the other side was open, then the other full season ticket members from the other side could just go down and get their concessions right there
instead of having to walk through that back tunnel all the way down there.
Yep, or all the way to the VIP lounge.
Yeah, yeah, because on that back side of the stadium, you're pretty much, you want to not wait in line, you got to go for a walk essentially.
Yep.
But yeah, 2-minute minor.
2-minute minor. Nothing too serious because they are putting bar tops in at the VIP lounge, and it looks like it's going to be a nice thing.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be nice.
So, congrats to that.
So, who I'm going to throw into the penalty box, I'm going to throw in the music choice for the playoff hockey. It's kind of getting to the point. I mean, we've kind of thrown it in the box before, but it's getting to the point where, like, they're playing that. I don't know what it is. It's like that freeze, everybody twirl something.
Some 6-year-old child kids bop thing, I swear.
Yeah, I'm not really impressed with that. Right before the playoff period starts, that's the music you have.
Overtime period.
Yeah, it's just have some sort of like metal, some Metallica or something. Something that hypes you up, like
something intense, something dramatic, something that's, I don't know. That was a very poor choice.
It just seems like the music at the Van Andel is like way outdated. Actually, going on that Chicago trip to the Allstate Arena, they had some good music playing. They had like current music. Like,
yeah, something different.
Like, I'm enough with the hamster dance, and I mean, you got to keep the originals like Sandstorm and stuff like that, the originals. But it gets to a point where we really need to switch up the music and learn how to hype up the crowd. Toddler music is probably not the best right before
right before
the overtime period.
That one really rubbed me wrong too, because like when I say stop, freeze, like no one wants to freeze when we're all nervous wrecks because Chicago just forced overtime. We don't want to hear that right now. I don't know. Very poor choice. I understand there's kids in the crowd, but this is also playoffs.
Yeah, so have fun in the box for a 2-minute minor also.
Read the room.
Yeah, I just don't think that was appropriate for the time.
Yep.
So that should wrap up our episode. We have the 2 games coming up on Tuesday and Thursday in Chicago at Allstate Arena. If you don't have to work, make it out there to support the Grand Rapids Griffins. Be careful.
Yeah, and these games will be at 8 p.m. for us if you're watching them in Grand Rapids. So Tuesday, May 19th and Thursday, May 21st. To make sure we're tuning in. I'm guessing there will be a watch party at Pepino's again. I would have to imagine. They've done the first 2 against the Moose, so I would have to imagine they'll do that again for at least the first game. And then if needed, Thursday, and if needed, Friday. Or if needed after that, it'll be Saturday, May 23rd. They will return to Van Andel Arena if the Griffins can push 2 games straight in Chicago.
Yeah, so root on your Griffins. It's a do or die. Hopefully we can see everyone next Saturday at the Van Andel Arena for some Game 5 hockey with our home field advantage. Hopefully we can pull this out. If any team can, it's this Griffins team. So let's go Griffins.
Let's go Griffins.
Thank you for listening to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star review. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. We are not partnered with the Grand Rapids Griffins, Detroit Red Wings, or Toledo Walleye. We are not experts. We are just die-hard fans looking to make a community with others alike. Let's go Griffins Nation. Join the fun, like and follow us on Facebook and X, or call into the show and have your opinion heard 1-616-319-1175. Thank you. Grand Rapids Griffins, Toledo Walleye, and Detroit Red Wings. Players, coaches, websites, and social media. Thank you AHL.com, NHL.com, ETL.com, EliteProspects.com, and anyone else putting out information on the teams. Until next time, go Griffins. Go Red Wings, go Walleye.